Hey y'all, my name is Allison, and this is my very first video to do on The Walking Dead, and I'm going to start with the Season 4 Death Predictions video. Little background history on myself. I've been watching The Walking Dead since it started in October of 3 years ago. I've always watched everyone's death prediction videos, their reviews on the previews, teasers, trailers, everything. And especially this season, I had a couple different views than a lot of people. So I thought that it would be interesting for me to make my own video, put it out there, let people agree or disagree, whatever they think. And yeah, just put it out there. So here we go. Let's start. Rick Grimes. I love Rick. First of all, back up, start over. I love every single character. I love some obviously more than others, that's obvious. But I feel such a weird bond with each character. I know that's weird, but if you really get into shows like I've gotten into the show, you do feel a bond with each character. You see yourself in each one, in a small aspect of them. You see yourself. I think that's normal, and because of that, I love them, and I'm very attached to every character, so it's hard for me to do a video like this, but everyone's gotta die sometime, so, alright. Go forward. Okay. Rick Grimes. I love Rick. I don't think he's gonna die this season. Everyone's like, oh, well, he's the main character, he's not gonna die, they're not gonna kill him. Eventually, he's gonna die. I mean, they can't keep it around Rick Grimes and his crazy self forever. I don't think it's gonna be this year. I could see it being maybe 2 seasons from now. And then having Carl, because then by that time Carl's, maybe 15, 16 years old, and he kind of steps up into his father's role, whether that be the leader or one of the leaders. But I don't think they're going to kill him this season. I think he is safe. Carl Grimes. If this season goes for more than a couple more years, which I think everyone assumes it will, and I don't know why it wouldn't. It has such great reviews. Most everyone that watches it loves it, so I don't know why they would stop it now. They're gonna have to have some young people grow up in the series. You're gonna have to see that projection of it going from them being young to older and growing in this world. So for that reason, I don't think Carl's gonna die, especially since now that the Woodbury group is in there with them, and there's so many young kids in that group. I think that we're gonna see a lot more of Carl growing with these other kids, and he's actually finally gonna have some interaction with people, his own age or in his own generation, his own age group. Same for Judith. I think she's gonna grow in the series. B, I don't think the producers are gonna kill off an infant. Yes, the first episode we saw the 7, 8, 9-year-old girl with the teddy bear, everyone knows that scene, die. And we've also seen Sophia die, which was very hard. And we've seen when T-Dog, if you remember, when T-Dog is searching the cars when they're on the highway in season 3, it was 2, season 2. He's looking for medicine and supplies, and he turns around and he sees the baby's car seat, and it has blood and stuff all over it. And so it's kind of assumed that there was probably a baby in that car seat, and a walker got it. And I don't think the producers would go much farther than that with a small child dying. So I don't think Judith is going to die. I think she'll be with Carl, and they'll be the two left standing at the very end whenever this series, stops. Daryl. I love Daryl. I am if Daryl dies, we riot girl. I will not quit watching the show, but if he dies, I'm going to be the one rioting. I will lead the group because I love Daryl. For that reason and others, I don't think he's going to die this season. I think we're seeing so much with his character growing. He just lost his brother. He's went kind of from this bad person that separated himself from the group to being a core member. And I think that that's just going to continue with the series. So I don't think he's going to die. I think if he dies, it'll be one of the last few seasons. They're not going to kill him anytime soon. At least, I hope not. Michonne. I didn't like Michonne, I'll just be honest, from the first time I saw her. I do now, but let me explain why I didn't like her. I know Andrea was wrong. The governor was a bad person. She probably should have got out of there a lot quicker, and she would still be alive if she had of. But Michonne was not, I don't think, was a good friend to her at all. I think she left her. She just kind of turned her back on Andrea. And yes, at the end, when at the final scene with Andrea and Michonne, when Andrea opts out. That's a beautiful scene, and that made me like her, because it really showed that she does love Andrea, even though, you know, everyone has disagreements. But from the beginning, I didn't like her. But she's not going to die. She's too strong. We've just been introduced really to her character and what she can do, and for that reason, I don't think she's going to die this season. I think she'll be I think she will be standing at the end with Judith and Carl. And also, I could see Michonne and Carl having some kind of good relationship, just because when they went off on that episode, it was Clear, the Clear episode in season 3, you know, they kind of bonded a little bit. So I think that we're going to get to see that some more. Glenn. I love Glenn, but I don't think he's going to live. I really don't. I think I think that it's too good. Him and Maggie's relationship, I love it. And I think it's a beautiful thing for this show, because they have to have some kind of light in such a dark show. But I don't think he's going to live. I think that we're going to see him die probably into the season. I don't think he'll die before then. I think he'll make it one more season, and we'll see his love with Maggie blossom, and maybe they'll be married, even though I don't know how you get married in Apocalypse, but I guess it's a heart thing. I don't know. And he'll die at the end of the season, which makes me sad, but it happens. Maggie, love Maggie. Woman power. She is a strong woman in this series. Because of that, I don't think she's going to die. I think they're going to have to kill off one of two of them, and I just think Glenn is the obvious choice. But it makes me very sad, but it's going to happen. I put money on it. Beth, I don't think Beth's going to die. I think we haven't seen enough of her character grow. I also don't think that Maggie could lose Glenn and Beth, because I think Herschel's going to die. I think he'll die. This is if I had to put it together, this is my timeline. Mid-season finale, Herschel dies. Okay. From mid-season, so episode 8 to 16, we see Maggie and Beth, but more Maggie, going through the loss of her father with Glenn by her side. Then we're going to see Glenn die. If you think about it, skip forward to next season. If you think about it, they always start filming April, May, sometimes June, which means that it airs in October. It's always aired in October. So they skip a winter. I think we're going to see her go through her dad's loss with Glenn, cut off, and we'll see 4, 5, 6 months down the road, and we won't have to go through her loss of Glenn. We'll see Herschel's loss, not Glenn's. Does that make sense? I don't know. I think they're both going to die. If you think about it, there's been main core people from the original Atlanta group die. There's been a couple people from Tyrese's group die. There's been the governor's group. We saw some of them die. We have not seen any farm people die since the Otis, Jimmy, and Patricia die. So because of that, I think we're about to see a Green die, and I think it's going to be Herschel and then Glenn. So we're going to see a lot of stuff, I think, going on with Maggie and that whole relationship and that person this next season, excuse me. Carol. I love Carol. She's my favorite, and everybody doesn't understand, but I love Carol. I think she's going to live. Part of me is because I love her and I don't want to see her ever die. I want to see her be the last one standing, which, I hope that happens, but it's hard to say. But I think she's becoming so strong. Like, emotionally, she's gone through so much. She's really becoming really close to Daryl, and I would love, 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 love to see that relationship blossom. Whether it's something romantic, I hope so. I don't think that it's going to be like hardcore romance, if you know what I'm saying. It's not gonna be like a Maggie Glenn scene. We'll just leave it at that. But I think a kiss and a relationship is gonna form, and I think this season is the season for it, and I'm so excited. And I think she is going to live. Also in the previews of the season, if you see her, she's really interacting with a girl who looks to be about Carl's age, maybe a little bit older. And I think that that's gonna kind of be something in this season. She lost Sophia. I think this is going to be her way of kind of being a mother figure again to a girl who needs it. Maybe her parents died when the governor attacked. Maybe they've been dead. I never know. There's also supposed to be a character coming in. I forget what the name was, but he brings his granddaughter. So maybe it's the granddaughter. It's starting to put two and two together. Tyrese. Now we're in Tyrese's group. I think Tyrese is gonna live. I think he's gonna be a really strong male character, especially since, like, I think Glenn and Herschel are gonna die. I think that he's really gonna have to step up in this group, because I think we're gonna lose two main men characters. We've lost a lot of women characters if you really think about it. So I think that it's that he's gonna live just because of that, and he's very strong. I really like Tyrese. You know, I'm not crazy about him, but I don't dislike him either. Karen. I think Karen is going to die just because if you see in the preview again, and I think it was a little bit in the trailer, Tyrese has a romantic interest, and everyone says it doesn't get Karen. It's not Karen. It's Karen. Like, what are you talking about? That's Karen all day, all night too. And if you know in the preview that he comes in with the flowers in his hands, and he's in like the open kind of courtyard, the closed-in courtyard. And he has that look on his face like, oh my god, something horrible has just happened. Someone's turned. Someone's dead. Someone's eating someone else. And I think that's Karen. I think that's who he's bringing the flowers to, because everyone assumes it's Sasha. Which is why it's not going to be Sasha. The producers want to shock us. They don't want it to be obvious. Which is why that's why I think that, I mean, I hate to keep going back, but that's why I think Glenn and Herschel are going to die. Is because it's going to be such a shocker. Like, no one thought that Lori was going to die. A lot of people wanted her to die, but not like that. Andrea, no one assumed Andrea. Like, there's been so many main characters that you don't think are... Shane, you don't think they're going to die. But they do, and that's why those two are going to die. And so is Karen. Sasha, I also think she's probably going to die just because of some of the things I've seen. Her character hasn't really developed, but in the Big Lots... Big Lots, you see... You hear Tyrese scream. You see Sasha's hand reaching out like she's on the floor, like maybe something just happened. So I think she's going to be one of the ones that died in the first 1 or 2 episodes. Mark my words, she'll be gone. And then the governor, he's obviously going to die. We've had him for a whole year. That storyline's kind of getting old. I think he will come back and probably fight the prison midway through the season, maybe a little earlier than that. But I think he will die, and I hope it's a painful death, because that's the one character I don't like. I liked him until he went crazy, but I don't like it. His men, Schubert and Martinez. Schubert will die. Don't know a lot about Schubert. You never really see a lot of him. Just, you don't hear him talk much. He's kind of quiet. So I think he'll probably die. He seems very loyal to the governor. Martinez, though, I think he's loyal to the governor, but I think he's going to live and become part of Rick and them's group, just because in that one episode where they meet up, him and Daryl had that moment, and like, there's kind of like this mutual respect for one another. And I think it would be awesome to see Martinez come from the governor's group, become part of Rick's group, and be like a core member. And if we do lose those two men, if we do lose Glenn and Herschel, they're going to need another man to come in, I think. So, watch for that. I think that would be really interesting. That would be a really good curveball for them to throw in. So, overview. Deaths. Glenn, maybe Beth, but maybe not because of Herschel. Karen, Sasha, the governor, and Schubert. And those who live, Rick Grimes, Carl Grimes, Judith Grimes, Daryl Michonne, Maggie, probably maybe Beth, Carol, Tyrese, and Martinez. That's it. That's who I think is going to live and die. We'll have to all watch together and see who's right and see who's wrong and see whose intuition pulled out, you know, the winning death predictions. So thank you so much for watching my video. Keep looking for another one. I plan on doing another one on a review of the preview and the trailer. I'll kind of put it together. And I'm also going to do a video talking about the Carol-Daryl relationship and where I think that's going to go along with the scenes and like how their relationship has progressed through the series. So thank you very much. Keep watching and look forward to seeing all your comments. Just comment them down below and tell me if you think I'm right or am I wrong. Have a great day.